Hello! For this video, I was making a corset for my vampire Halloween costume, and I think it turned out pretty well. I wanted to make the corset because, well, I didn't really want to buy one, because they're pretty expensive, and all the ones from Spirit Halloween didn't really fit what I was doing. And I also thought it'd be like a fun challenge. The room is a total mess. But I'm using a dark red fabric right here, along with this, like navy blue. I think it used to be like a curtain or something. Here's the rest of the fabric. It's like stiffer material, so I'm using that for the inside to give it more structure. Here is the front right now that I have sewn. I don't have any of the like lining or anything. I'm also going to use zip ties for the boning because that's what the internet told me I should use. I made a mock-up pattern with this little watermelon fabric, which I've never made a mock-up before, so it was new for me. I based the pattern off of this little dress that I have. You can see like similar shapes in it. I turned it inside out so you can see like where the seams and stuff are, and I just kind of measured that and then transferred it over to paper, which is over here, the paper pattern. You can see like that's the middle part, this is the side part, these are the two like top parts, and then like this is just gonna be flipped over for the other side. I decided to sew the navy and red together for one of the outside panels to add more visual interest. What I've been doing so far is that I put a zigzag stitch, the smallest zigzag stitch I have on my sewing machine, and then I'll go over the inner side of that zigzag stitch with a straight stitch. This is what I'm working with right now. I just sewed these two panels onto this front panel on both sides, and so this is what the front looks like, and I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. But I just like wrapped it around myself to like try it on. I didn't really think about it because I measured like the circumference of where my ribs are. So like this top part fits pretty well, but I didn't really think about how much of the difference between my ribs and my waist would be. I might take in these seams a little bit. I took in the seams right here and then cut off the extra. So I've got the outside pretty much done, I think. Now I gotta work on the inside, which I'm a little bit nervous on because the pattern that I was using didn't perfectly match up, and so what I am gonna end up sewing for the inside probably won't match up very well with this, so it's gonna need a lot of like jimmying together. For the boning of the corset though, I'm using these zip ties. My dad gave them to me. To sew the chest part, I had to sew the curve in an opposite direction, so that way it would fit against the front correctly. This is where I left off yesterday. I got the front panel of the back of the lining sewn on, and I got these lines done, so there's boning in it now. They're not the nicest, but considering that I've never made a corset before and I was not using a pattern, I'd say it turned out pretty well. I'm gonna take these side pieces and I'm going to sew them along right here, so that way it is just one big piece and there's not gonna be raw edges right there. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. So I'm gonna do that, and I don't know, wish me luck. I have the back side all sewn on and all the boning is in the corset. I added like the edge for the back part, but now I gotta do the edge for the top and bottom, which I think is going to be pretty difficult. I think I'll do the bottom in two separate pieces, like here and then here, And then for the top part, I could do it in 3 separate pieces, like here, here, and then here. Or I could try and do it all in one long piece. I think I'm gonna try it all in one long piece because I think it'll look cleaner if I'm able to do that. I was talking to my parents about this project, and they might be willing to order me eyelets for the lace-up. That's how it's fitting so far. Also, on the camera, the red looks a lot brighter than it does in real life. I'm not sure why, but it's not as bright as... I've just pinned some fabric for what will be the top onto the corset, and now it kind of looks like a torture device. I had to hand sew the edges right here because my sewing machine couldn't handle the amount of fabric that it was going through. And so it's not the nicest, but from far away, I think it looks pretty okay. I'm gonna add the eyelets now. I didn't have any way to film it, so here's just a bunch of pictures from me putting the eyelets in. And then here's a sped up video of me lacing up the corset before realizing that I couldn't actually put on the corset while it was laced up, so I laced it up for no reason. Here are some pictures from my Halloween costume. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm pretty proud of myself for this project. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and bye!